Now, the rest of the story.
Alright, welcome back. Now, it has been brought to my attention that people are looking for the little bit of videos that I took the other day of making this hay. Well, I only have about 8 minutes of video because I did not take the time to set up my heavy-duty magnetic mount on our machinery. Just because when we were making this stuff, we were pretty much on the run the whole time we were making this stuff because the weather was threatening us with rain the whole time. So we got Ryan running the rake, and the Rhino rake in this stuff was really awesome. This is some really heavy material, not the stuff right here in the field. This is second cutting, but the first crop stuff, the really thick stuff in this next video, the Rhino rake performed awesome. And you can see this stuff is not some light material whatsoever. This is about as fast as I was going. This is actually the fastest I went this whole day, was 2.2 miles an hour in fourth gear. I don't know if I really didn't show the monitor too much, but you could see the bale size indicator was creeping up pretty quick. See, this material is so heavy, the baler is literally pulling it into the pickup. I mean, it is really that heavy. I slipped the clutch a couple times, and I actually had to kick out a couple bales because I couldn't get it running again. All I had to do was dump it out, and Dad was down here with the Bobcat, so he rolled it back out, and everything got baled. This is, the more I thought about it, this is the first time in my life that I actually went through an entire roll of net wrap where it did not wrap on the back net wrap roller. It ran flawlessly the whole time. And here goes Dad and Ryan. No, we didn't use the JCB. I know I've said it once already, but it was a lot simpler just to hook the bumper hitch trailer up and load the Bobcat up and take it down. The JCB is, you can haul it with that bumper trailer. We really don't want to. We did once, and let's just say it was a very long trip, even though it wasn't very far. You felt it on the truck, you felt it on the trailer. We need to be using the flatbed trailer for it, the gooseneck, just to feel comfortable, safe doing it. So now this is a really good indicator of how heavy this stuff really was. Ryan said he had zero issues whatsoever as far as raking it up. It had plenty of clearance going through the machine, and there's the indicator. And for only going between 1 and 2.5 miles an hour, for that to be climbing up as fast as it is a pretty good example. You see that right there, that, and I didn't plug it either. But you see how the hay is actually catching on the drawbar? That stuff, and you saw I slowed down, that is actually what would plug the pickup. The baler couldn't pull it all in, and it would lock the baler up. I only had one instance where it stopped it, and I was able to turn the PTO on and off a couple times, and it took off again. Otherwise, I had two bales that were full-size bales I actually had to kick out and had to re-bale. So I was putting on 3.2, at least on the monitor, 3.2 rolls of wrap per bale. I went through a roll and a half down here, and that didn't bother me whatsoever because I knew we'd be handling this stuff. We got it up out of the field because we knew the rain was coming, so we got it handled twice, loading it and unloading it to get it back up by the buildings, and then the plan is to load it up again and haul it out to feed the cow, or haul it back home so we can haul it out to feed the cows. So plus with all the rain that we're getting, the amount of net wrap that I put on, the bales are wrapped really tight, and that's going to keep them, or help them shed water, as opposed to only putting like a wrap, 2 wraps. I think they actually prefer, on the net wrap, on the new rolls, it actually says 2 rolls of wrap, or 2 wraps for like hay and everything else like that. But like this grassy material, this stuff doesn't like to stay compressed. So it was worth a little bit of money that I put into it. Each roll that I buy is $325 a roll. Seems like a lot, but all factors figured into it, it really didn't cost me that much, because having a half-wrapped bale or a bale that implodes on you, and when you're trying to handle it, is a real nuisance too. So yeah, these windrows, I really wanted to set my camera out, but we finished this stuff and it was raining within like an hour or two of actually getting all the bales off the field. So it was a little bit of a stressful week. I really didn't want this stuff to get rained on, because we had 4 inches of rain yesterday morning, and for how heavy this material is, 4 inches of rain on it would have just made it just a big pile of just muck. So there's my bale carrier earning its keep, the 4020, getting a nice little workout. Might be an older tractor, but it does work great. So people are asking why we don't get like a 70 or 80 horsepower tractor for hay work. The only problem is that you're really limiting yourself. I would rather, and maybe I should just do a video on it, but I can do a lot more with the tractor like the 7600 than I could with like a smaller 70 horsepower tractor. The 4020 is 90 horse, 95 horse, give or take, and if you guys have been around long enough, you notice that the 4020 doesn't get used for a whole lot. It's because the jobs it is really able to be used for are pretty limited. The 76, I can use it for all the jobs the 4020 can do. I mean, if I narrowed the tires up, I could use it for cultivating, but I would rather be in a bigger tractor and use it for a wider range of jobs. So to address that, I've had a couple people picked up on that in that video with Brittany. Yeah, I was talking about a 7810. Really was just kind of window shopping, like farmers shouldn't do. And I found a really nice one owner 7810. I think it had like 4,000 hours on it. But it had IVT. And IVT in one of those earlier machines, my friend Ryan actually did a really awesome job of discouraging me from looking at any of those early IVT machines. And then spun around and told me IVT in any of the newer 7,000 machines was just as bad. And then you can see 1 mile an hour at 2,100 RPMs, or close enough to 2,200. This stuff, my biggest issue, Dad's stacking it in the shed here. My biggest issue with the stuff is that the windrows are so wide, I was actually packing it into the ground. I wasn't getting it on the edges. So, and here we are heading home. I took a load home so I could weigh it. This stuff ran right around 1,600 pounds of bale. So that's confirmed how much the bales weigh. And with that, I'll try to get some more action shots the next go around. So thanks for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys later.